The Apple iPhone 5C is one of the latest smartphones from Apple, and this review sample is running on the Vodafone network. I've been using this phone for over a month now, and I feel comfortable enough to share my opinions on it. So without further ado, this is a mini review of the iPhone 5C. Unlike its brother, the iPhone 5S, the 5C offers a variety of color options and also for the first time has a polycarbonate shell, which might not be to everyone's taste. Quick crack. However, the phone feels very solid in the hand, and Apple have a steel reinforced frame on the inside to provide extra rigidity as well as acting as an antenna. The compromise with this plastic design is that the 5C is considerably heavier compared to the Galaxy S3, which I have here, and the iPhone 5. However, I got used to it after a few days and it didn't weigh down my pocket or anything. One thing that's been overlooked by some other reviewers is that the phone actually lays flat on the table. This makes it ideal to write long emails or text out on, compared to the Galaxy S3 or the iPod Touch 5th generation, which rock a bit from side to side. Button layout is pretty much identical to the iPhone 5, and you still have that 4-inch Retina display adorning the front of the phone. Talking about that display, it has a resolution of 1136 by 640 pixels, and for you pixel pushers that's a PPI of 326, the same as the iPhone 5 and 5S. Viewing angles were great and I could use the phone in direct sunlight. I just had to increase the brightness using Control Center. More on that later on. On the back and sides is where you see which color you have, and the color of the phone is also continued into the operating system. The iPhone 5C is running iOS 7. So the wallpaper is pink on the iPhone 5C because I have the pink model, but if it was yellow it would be yellow, if it was green it would be green, and so on. But the main point here is it gives new users a sense of familiarity. This is also found on the Nokia Lumia devices, and if you're not happy with this wallpaper you can always change it in the settings. Before iOS 7, a lot of people would jailbreak their iOS devices just to get toggles to turn off Wi-Fi or Bluetooth. However, now Apple has finally seen the light and they've introduced Control Center, which I've actually enjoyed using. One convenient swipe up from anywhere from the bottom of the screen gets you quick access to system toggles, music toggles, as well as shortcuts to some useful applications. And what's nice is the background color of Control Center mimics the app you're in, which you might be able to tell. Multitasking has improved considerably in iOS 7. You now get a bigger thumbnail in real time of the existing apps open, and to close them you simply swipe up. However, there's no quick way to close all the apps at once, at least not yet. Now let's move on to web browsing. Now the web browsing experience is immersive on Safari with iOS 7 thanks to the updated Safari, because basically what happens is the address and navigation bars move out of the way when not in use. And there's also a modern and slicker UI to switch between tabs now. You just swipe to close them away. Not much has changed with the camera itself. It's still an 8 megapixel iSight camera like the iPhone 5, but the new camera app lets you take images in square formats as well as built-in filters, you know, for you Instagram lovers out there. You'll see some pictures I've taken with the iPhone 5C on your screens now, so let me know what you think of the quality in the comments below. I was impressed by the quick shutter speed, and I also got a decent depth of field in some of the shots. As for video quality, the iPhone 5C can record in full 1080p HD, and you also have video image stabilization, which works well for the most part. I found it a bit annoying that you can't switch cameras while recording, but it's nice that you can take pictures while recording, you know, to share that story within a story. The front-facing camera was a pleasure to use, especially on FaceTime, and while I was FaceTiming a friend who was using the iPhone 5, I really could see a dramatic improvement in the quality from my camera compared to his. For more on the video quality, check my video from 2 videos ago, which was called CES Unveiled London 2013 Event Recap, or click on your screens on the annotation to go straight there, because I recorded some of the footage in that video with the iPhone 5C. Wait a minute, we are reviewing a phone here, right? So let's talk about the call quality. After all, that is one of the main things that people still use their phones for nowadays, right? The earpiece was very clear while making calls, and people I spoke to said that they could hear me clearly as well. Even when they put me on loudspeaker, there wasn't any distortion or anything. I didn't experience any drop calls either, and for the most part the reception was strong, but that will vary depending on what area you're in. Overall, it was great to make phone calls with the iPhone 5C. One thing I will say is that as this is my first iPhone that I've tested properly, I was looking forward to taking advantage of visual voicemail. However, I later realized that either Apple removed this with iOS 7 or for some reason it just wasn't working on my device. Either way, bad Apple, okay? Before rounding up, I think it's important to mention battery life, and the iPhone 5C has a battery of 1507 mAh. For starters, the standby time is really great on the iPhone 5C compared to the other Android phones that I've tested. One time I had Wi-Fi on for about 10 hours and the battery only went from 100 to 96%, and this was while many push notifications from Tweetbot, Instagram and Facebook were coming in too. FaceTime calls were the biggest battery drainer. However, I noticed that if I had 90% or so, after about an hour of FaceTiming a friend, the phone would need to be charged again. I didn't do anything too intense on the 5C, it was somewhat of low to medium usage, some internet browsing, listening to music, social media and some light gaming. On average I was able to get a day's usage out of it, but if you're a high-end user it might be useful to carry a portable charger like the Tilt power plant just to keep you juiced up if needed. I want to mention some likes and dislikes I had with iOS 7 since it was my first time using it properly, before rounding up. I like that when I installed a new app it has a loading circle and then the app icon is fully revealed, as you can see. Reminders isn't anything new, and while I didn't use them too much, I did find it convenient to mark reminders as complete just by tapping them from the notification center, as you can see. I didn't like that the new keyboard doesn't change for capitals or small letters, whereas the previous one did, and also the amount of times Apple asked me to sign in with my Apple ID just for free app updates or to download free applications, as you can see, got really annoying as well. So what do I overall think about the Apple iPhone 5C? Well, I think despite the plastic or polycarbonate shell, it feels very solid in the hand and actually has a nice weight to it as well. Software wise, I've really enjoyed using iOS 7. I think Apple's done a great job, especially with Control Center. And I've really enjoyed using that as well, and I feel iOS 7 does complement the 5C very well as well, like I said at the beginning of this video. Another thing that I've noticed is the 5C seems to be marketed more in terms of like posters and advertisements across London and other places compared to the 5S. So I think in the run up to Christmas they will sell quite a lot of these, and if you're in the market for sort of a great value iPhone, definitely consider the 5C. Even Android users, Windows Phone users, you want to try the iOS experience, definitely consider the 5C. It's definitely a good device to get the full kind of iOS experience. Alright guys, so that's all for this mini review. Hope you enjoyed it, and I did try a new style as well, so hopefully you liked that. And yeah, I did say mini review because the full review will be a written one on techcomsfirst.com. Some of you will know Usman Hussain at the Tech Guy on Twitter, who runs the site with me, and he's currently testing the 5C as well, so we're sort of planning to do kind of a dual review of the 5C, so thumbs up for that if you're interested. And we'll see what we can do for you guys, but keep an eye out on techcomsfirst.com for that, either way. With the new YouTube and Google Plus integration, I made a new Google Plus profile, and the link is google.com/plus/pravd, as you can see on your screens now. Do circle me there for bonus content, including teasers for upcoming videos and much more. Hope you enjoyed this mini review though. If you did, drop a like and comment, that is very much appreciated, and subscribe for more videos just like this one. For anyone wanting more info on the specs, check my unboxing video, which will be linked in the description, or check Apple's website. Thanks for over 1,500 subscribers. My other social links will be down in the description, as well as my Google Plus link, and I'll see you all in the next video.